Ampifaliana mandrakariva trany ny ara-banantsika manaraka an'ireo fampizarana izay ataontsika eto amin'ny Pejy Zava-manahiran'ny Vehivavy. Ity no interview faha-efatra farany fankalazantsika ny fetin'ny iray iarahantsika amin'ny Reverend Dr. Pence araka ny interview telo voalohany izay niarahantsika teto pastora efa misotro ronono izy niainga avy tany amin'ny Missouri Synode, nifindra tamin'ny RCA, na mpianatra teolojia tato amin'ny seminaire izay anarako aty amin'izao fotoana izao PLTS, na mpianatra ny Pastoral Care izy dia hojerentsika amin'izay zany taorinan'izay fizarana izay hoe nanahoana ny nampianarany teolojia tato amin'ny seminaire ary isany amafisitsika foana moa ato amin'ny pejy hoe nanahoana ny fahitany ny fitombon'ny fandraisana anjaran'ny vehivavy atao anatin'izay fotoana na mpampianatra izay. So welcome back, Gary. I really appreciate and thank you very much for all you share. So in this last and fourth interview, I'm curious to know how was your life as a teacher at the PLTS? And yeah, we go back to you again.
Well, I found it very inspiring, life enriching to be a part of the PLTS community and be able to teach in that environment. And in particular, when I began teaching pastoral care and counseling, at some of the times I had more than half of the students in class would be women. And it was interesting to me how often there was a different perspective on anything that we were talking about that the women had to share. It's hard for me to think of a specific example, but maybe it's something like this. I think when men get together in an academic setting, I think there's a tendency to remain at a very intellectual level and not to bring it down into the more personal level, which you'd think would be important in a seminary, that it not stay at a high intellectual level, but accept that we're thinking in order to help ourselves to be better pastors, to be able to communicate and serve and care for people. So that personal dimension, I think, often was, communicated more by the women in class than maybe the men. And the men would pick up on it and be influenced by it, which was good. Also, it was interesting to me because we were in an ecumenical consortium. I had many also women from other seminaries. So we had a mix of people who would bring the perspectives of the different denominations into class discussions. And it wasn't like if I listened to a Methodist, that made me want to be a Methodist, but it made me appreciate that they had something to say. And I have something to say as a Lutheran, and we can talk across our various denominational lines and value one another. And I think, again, many of those women students from other seminaries were women. So, in fact, I remember in one pastoral care class, I had a Buddhist woman who was working to become a chaplain, and she was absolutely wonderful to have in class. And then there was a period when we had a woman as our president of the seminary, and she came as an excellent administrator. I mean, she had been in church-wide, and so she understood how an organization can be run well and efficiently. So she was extremely competent. but she also was extremely personal in her interactions with the faculty. And, nice little touches of maybe some refreshments brought along to a meeting, or making sure that you were feeling comfortable instead of just getting the work done. So she was expert at doing the job, and at the same time offered a kind of warmth and compassionate care that was, I thought, an added kind of an extra that we got from her as a woman. So yes, as I look back at the time at PLTS, partly what I thrived on was the permission to explore and to open new understandings of things, to that it was acceptable to think strangely, to think of something different than had been said before, and to figure that out, and to do that in the company of both men and women who are also trying to understand things, sometimes in a fresh new way. Because that's what we need to do in the church today. The church cannot stay in the 14th or 15th century. It can't stay in the 19th century. It's not even, can't even stay in the 20th century. Life is changing so much that we have to have minds open to grasp with the assurance of the gospel, acceptance of us as thinkers, what's the right thing to think and to do in our modern world, in our post-colonial world. This is crucial.
Ezako fitipitiana ihany moa zany le zavatra nolazainy teo tena ni-inspiré anazy be izy ny nampianatra momba ny Pastoral Care teo amin'ny PLTS, satria isany nanaitra anazy koa zany tao anatin'izay ny atsasa manila ny mpianatra izy, zany hoe ny atsasany mahery dia vehivavy. Ny sisteman'ny fianarana teolojia aty États-Unis koa moa zany tiako hitondrana fanazavana ihany ny mpianatra zany no misafidy an'izay matiera tiany anarana, io tsy amin'ny teolojia any fa manomboka any amin'ny lycée sy any amin'ny collège zany tsy ohatran'ny antsika any Madagasikara hoe ny mpampianatra ohatra ny prof de matematika no tonga ao anatin'ny salle de promotion iray ny mpianatra rehetrarehetra, fa ny mpianatra no mifindrafindra salle hoe ary amin'ny salle ohatran'izao no mampianatra an'izao ny mpampianatra anankiray dia izay intéressé amin'iny makany. Ohatranay zao manao master of divinity zay amin'izao dia misy mpianatra doctorat, misy mpianatra master of art, misy mpianatra atao ordination pastora, misy mpianatra anao ordination diakona, samy miara-mandray an'ilay klasy zany ohatran'izay le izy. Dia ny nahagaga anazy izy ilay Pastoral Care ny vehivavy ny tena intéressé indrindra tamin'io klasy io. Dia izany hoe izy nahatonga saina anazy izay resaka dimension personnelle ny fitiavan'ny mpianatra teolojia zay hoe tamin'izaho rehefa miara-manao ady hevitra teolojika amina lehilahy zaho izy dia toa mijanona any amin'ny niveau intellectuel foana ny ady hevitra izay ataonay hoe ahoana ny tokony ataontsika mba ho tena pasteur mahomby kokoa, fa tsy dia mijery loatra n'ilay tena hoe fampiarana amin'ilay tena fiainana andavanandro izy ny lehilahy manao teolojia matetika. Dia isan'ny zavatra anankiray tsy karitra n'izay izy amina vehivavy manao teolojia. Dia isan'ny zavatra nanaitra anazy koa izy rehefa nanomboka ny fangarongaro amin'izay hoe bebe ny vehivavy niara-niasa taminy en tant que mpampianatra sy ny vehivavy mianatra teolojia, satria tao anatin'ilay consortium GTU izy araka ny teneniny teo, zany hoe tsy mpianatra loteranina ihany zany no nampianariny, fa nisy mpianatra avy tamina dénomination hafa tao izy nisy aza izy aumônière bouddhiste niara-niasa sy niara-nianatra tamin'izareo dia nanokatra tsikelikely ny sainy zay izy na dia tsy dia nisy vehivavy aza tao amin'ny sehatry ny loteranina. Dia isan'ny zarainy farany teo koa isan'ny lehibe izy nanana filoha tena hoe présidente ny séminaire vehivavy amin'izay izy ny PLTS taty aoriana, dia tena hitany hoe sady manana traikefa sy mana-talenta amin'ny resaka organisasion ny vehivavy izy rehefa mitarika filohana seminaira no tsy manadino ny importance n'io fifandraisana maha olona io zany hoe nanokatra ny sainy be zany zay izy hoe kay manana an'izay fanomezam-pahasoavana zay ny vehivavy rehefa mitondra. So as you said, that is so important and encouraging, especially for me as a woman, knowing that women have that special gift of personal dimension of ministry. So I would like to conclude with a message to women now, to the female Malagasy Lutheran theologians who are denied leadership position and discouraged even to try it, because we embodied what the male say, discouraging us, like, this is a hard work, you cannot make it, how can you walk for distances to go and visit churches in a rural area, how would you handle your family? And especially there is still a strong teaching saying that women are kind of dirty during menstruation. So during our period, women are biblically unclean. So say women now related to all of our sharings.
That's a cultural issue, isn't it? And that can be reframed, that menstruation is a physical expression of women's fecundity, of their creativity. I mean, blood is precious in the Bible. It's not nasty. It's not bad. I mean, we talk about being washed in the blood of the Lamb. Isn't that an odd expression? But it indicates that blood in itself is a good thing. And so to be afraid of, I think this is partly the disdain towards women's sexuality and gender in general is caused by male fear of women's sexuality, that women can create children, men can't. That there's a power in this that I think at an unconscious level many men are afraid of, and that's turned into disgust or disdain. So it's too bad. But women they shouldn't take that on themselves. They should love that. I mean, if you are menstruating, you are healthy, and you are doing what you are supposed to do as a woman. This is part of life. It's beautiful. It needs to be reframed. It's the same, with her around, it's hard to translate this into Malagasy, but example is frequently intercourse is, I taught a course on sex, by the way. One of my courses was on sex. Anyway, and frequently they talk about the woman as being the passive person in intercourse, and the man is thrusting violently into the woman. But another way to look at it is that the woman is the active one. She is welcoming the man's member into her body. She is nurturing and embracing the male. So she's receiving. She's not just the object. So we can think of reframing all of these issues in ways that empower women instead of disempowering them. So women need to do that for themselves. They're not going to probably get it from others. So it's partly valuing the power of women and the power of women when they get together to encourage and support and become a force, and not to what's the word I want? Not to be shamed or put down or accept the negative messages that they may be getting from the men in their lives. I mean, this is what Marcia Blasi was dealing with in Brazil, where the women were frequently put down so much by the men in their lives, and the only place where they could get together and talk about it was when they were quilting, and when they would receive support for one another. So the coming together as a movement for change is something maybe women have to take on themselves in Madagascar. It won't come from the men. And it's women are, before they are women, they are human beings. So we're all humans, which by its very meaning implies you have as much right to your humanity, as much right to your agency as anyone. So how does that get communicated to women in Madagascar so they believe it and can act on it? And it doesn't have to be done in a violent or aggressive way. It can be charming. Okay, women of Madagascar, seduce your men to a new understanding of themselves. That you don't have to be afraid of us. It's okay if we have an equal voice. We're not going to kill you. We're your wives. We're your daughters. That's kind of the way I think about it. Now you could translate in any way that says what you would like to say and put it in my mouth. It's okay.
Thank you so much. Let me translate this beautiful concluding message. Araka ny teneniny teo zany, satria nametraka fanontaniana indray zany hoe inona ara zany ny hafatra atolotra ao indray ho an'ny vehivavy malagasy izay mieritreritra mandraka androany fa hoe ambany ny vehivavy, maloto ny vehivavy rehefa tonga fadimbolana. Dia araka ny fanazavany teo zany kay izy tsy nampianatra ny Pastoral Care ihany fa nampianatra momba ny resaka sexualité koa amina teolojia io dia tao anatin'ny taona maro izy ny kolontsaina maro zany dia nieritreritra hoe ny fadimbolan'ny vehivavy dia zavatra maloto. Fa tao anatin'ny fampianarana momba ny sexualité izay nataony teo amin'ny teolojia izy dia ny fadimbolana dia tena fanehoan'ny vatana fa mbola afaka mamokatra ilay vehivavy. Ary ny ra ny lios izy ao amin'ny baiboly dia tsy mba zavatra ratsy izany mihitsy fa tena zavatra manana ny maha izy azy. Ary tsy tonga ho azo izy ilay teolojia kristiana hoe nodiovin'i Jesosy tamin'ny rano isika. Izany hoe tsy zavatra mandoto ny ra fa tena zavatra manadio. Fa ny zavatra misy izy ny lehilahy dia matahotra an'io hery nomen'Andriamanitra ny vehivavy hoe afaka mamokatra olombelona io, satria ny lehilahy tsy afaka miteraka fa ny vehivavy izy no afaka miteraka. Dia ny vehivavy amin'izay tratra ny tahotra ny lehilahy miinterpréter ny vehivavy sy ny fadimbolana ho ratsy io dia mieritreritra koa hoe ratsy ilay izy, nefa isika vehivavy, ianareo vehivavy izy dia mahalala tsara fa tena fahasalamana iny fadimbolana iny fa tsy zavatra maloto. Ary tao anatin'io fampianarana momba ny fananahana io izy dia betsaka koa ny mieritreritra hoe ny vehivavy dia pasiva, Zany hoe ny vehivavy zany dia mipetraka vata kida fotsiny ozy ny fiteniny zatovo zay rehefa manao firaisana ara-nofo, fa ny lehilahy ihany no tena miasa be. Fa raha ny tena marina ozy izy ny vehivavy dia tsy fitaovana fotsiny ihany, fa ny vehivavy aza ny tena mampandroso ilay fitaovam-pananahan'ny lehilahy ao aminy. Zany hoe ny vehivavy zany ozy izy no tena aktiva amin'ny fanaovana firaisana ara-nofo, fa tsy ny lehilahy araka ny fieritreretana. Dia noho izany zany ozy izy tsy tokony mahatsiaro hoe maloto na meloka izany ny vehivavy tonga fadimbolana, fa ny vehivavy no mahafantatra tsara hoe tena fahasalamana io. Dia nanome ohatra koa izy teo momba ny Marcia Blazy. I Marcia Blazy moa zahay roa samy mahafantatra anazy, izy no mitarika ny vehivavy ao amin'ny fiombon'ny fiangonana luterana maneran-tany Mandrakakely. Izy koa izy dia tena niady mafy ho an'ny vehivavy avy any breziliana io Marcia Blazy io. Izy koa izy dia isan'ny nampianatra hoe mila mirahina antsika vehivavy zay vao afaka miala amin'ity fanambaniana antsika ity. Dia afatra ho antsika vehivavy malagasy zany ozy izy dia izao hoe isika vehivavy dia olombelona aloha zay vao vehivavy. Zany hoe manana ny zony olombelona rehetrarehetra isika zay vao manana ny zo maha vehivavy antsika. Dia mila antsika vehivavy zany aloha no manaiky an'io voalohany dia zay vao hanaiky an'io koa ny lehilahy. Fa ny fitakiana ny zo koa izy tsy voatery atao amin'ny setrasetra, fa tambitambezo ny lehilahy dia aza atahorana ny lehilahy, fa ny lehilahy ne ozy izy zanakareo, vadinareo, tsy hamonanareo zany ny lehilahy, fa takio amin'ny alalan'ny tambitamby ny zonareo, fa aza tonga amin'ny alalan'ny herisetra. Thank you so much, Gary. This is a beautiful Father's Day gift. We will share in our Facebook page and hopefully in our web page also. This is a strong and powerful message to empower both women and Malagasy men. So thank you so much. May God bless.
It's my pleasure and my honor to be asked to do this. Thank you.